Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into, wow, a really wild stack of sources.
Absolutely. We're looking at a pretty spectacular interstellar conspiracy, a tangled murder mystery, and even an alien invasion.
And it all seems to orbit around this judicial institution that's, get this, literally designed to move through space.
Yeah, we are digging into the records of an adventure featuring the Fourth Doctor, Romana, and K9.
Okay.
And the main setting is this place called the Rock of Judgement.
The Rock of Judgement. Sounds imposing.
It is. Imagine a massive court, prison, and execution facility all built directly into, well, a 2-mile-wide asteroid.
An asteroid.
A rocket-powered asteroid that's constantly traveling through space.
Wow. So this place, which is supposed to be all about law and order, is basically impossible to track reliably.
Exactly. It's this huge Gothic-style building carved into rock, constantly shifting course. Makes it a great high-security prison.
Or maybe the perfect place to hide something big. Some high-level corruption, perhaps.
That's what we're aiming to unpack today.
Yeah.
What are the sinister motives hiding, behind this facade of cosmic justice?
Right. Because when you look closer at the rock, the system itself seems, well, almost designed for something other than justice.
Definitely. Let's start with the punishments. They're extreme. We're talking execution by something called particle reversal.
Particle reversal, what does that entail?
It completely disperses the victim's physical particles into the atmosphere. Total disintegration.
Okay, that's thorough. And this ties into the mystery right away, doesn't it?
It does. We learned that a mineralogist, Jerrigan Volt, was recently executed this way.
Right. He claimed he was framed.
Yeah, right up until the end. Said he was framed by someone he called the Sentinel.
The Sentinel. Okay, file that name away. And the method, the total disintegration, that feels like a clue itself.
It's more than a clue, really. It could be the mechanism for the whole deception. If you genuinely want to erase someone, particle reversal works. But if your goal is maybe to, say, transfer a consciousness without a body getting in the way, well, it suddenly looks like the perfect cover story, doesn't it?
Okay. That casts immediate suspicion on the people running this place.
The judicial cast, yeah.
Yeah.
And they seem barely functional themselves.
So who are we talking about?
Well, you've got High Archon Pyerpoint. He's the administrator, the judge. The guy clearly used to being in charge.
Okay.
But the staff under him seems like they're being chemically managed.
Chemically managed? How?
The sources mention a refreshment zone where office workers, security, they all consume drinks with a mandatory neural inhibitor, a suppressant.
So basically keeping the workforce docile.
Pretty much. It's not just stress management. It suggests maybe the sheer misery or boredom of duty out there requires them to be, chemically compliant, passive.
Which would be very convenient if someone, maybe Pyerpoint, wanted to run a corrupt operation without interference.
Precisely. Keeps the staff quiet while maybe something else is unfolding.
And speaking of things hiding in plain sight, this artist character, Menlove Stokes.
Ah, yes, the official artist in residence.
Which just sounds bizarre for a maximum security judicial asteroid. Why is he there?
He runs this macabre gallery down in the basement. He calls it his modest snuggery.
Charming. What's in it?
Sculptures, portraits of executed criminals.
Yeah.
Apparently made right before they face particle reversal.
Okay, that's incredibly grim. But why? Is it just art?
We suspect Stokes' gallery isn't really an art project. It feels more like a storage facility. And Pyerpoint arranged for it to be there.
A storage facility for what? The memories of the dead?
It's a place that preserves and maybe concentrates the history, the consciousness associated with these condemned individuals, which, as we'll see, is exactly what a certain rare mineral needs.
Silicon. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. But it turns this place of justice into something else entirely.
A morbid museum, basically. Potentially used for some very high-tech, very nefarious purpose.
So, miserable, drugged staff, a potentially corrupt judge, an odd artist. How does a sophisticated plot fit into this mess?
That's where our outsider comes in. Detective Inspector Frank Spigot.
From Planet 5. And he's described as a maverick investigator.
Yeah, he shows up under slightly dodgy pretenses, waving a questionable warrant. But he confirms what we're suspecting.
Which is?
That the Rock security net is definitely compromised, and its main computers have, quote, gone crazy.
Okay. And he's not there randomly, is he? He's investigating something specific.
He is. He's chasing the truth behind an incident on Planet 11.
Planet 11? Didn't McConaughey Mining dismiss that place as worthless? Small, inhospitable?
They did.
Yeah.
But recently, a survey team engineer there was murdered.
Murdered how?
The files say the victim was
Squelched?
Squelched, that's
Figure.
descriptive.
And all the computer records relating to the survey were wiped clean.
So Spigot connects this squelching to something. He brings the crucial piece of history. The method of death being crushed or squelched right where they stood is the exact signature of a notorious killer.
Don't tell me, the Sentinel.
No, someone perhaps even worse. A Sirad Psi killer known as Xais.
Xais. Okay, wait, I remember that name. Genius terrorist. Killed thousands before she was even 19.
That's her.
But what exactly is a Sirad Psi killer? How does that power work? Squelching someone?
Sirad stands for cellular remission and decay. Basically, she was a mutant. She had this ability. She could just look at someone and cause rapid cellular collapse.
Crush them where they stood, just by looking.
Yes, with psychic power.
Yeah.
Which confirms the Rock is hiding something huge, because Xais,
She was caught, right?
supposedly,
Yeah.
executed by particle reversal 3 years ago.
Let me guess. Certificate signed by Pyerpoint.
And Margot, the chief of security.
Margot. We haven't mentioned her much. Stern, unpleasant.
And according to the sources, suffering a kind of mental breakdown, physical spasms, involuntarily writing complex algebraic equations and coordinates.
Okay, that's another weird detail. But back to Xais, if she was disintegrated, particle reversed, how could she possibly be back to murder someone on planet 11?
That's what the doctor realizes. Either a power mimicking Xais is loose, or somehow Xais herself found a way back from total disintegration.
Which seems impossible.
Right.
Unless that's storage facility gallery and the weird mineral come into play.
That's where we hit the most, well, mind-bending fact in the sources. The mineral helicon.
Okay, tell me about Helicon.
It's rare. And Xais knew something critical about it. She knew the helicon has this unique property. It can function almost like a biological hard drive.
It can record a mind.
It can record her mind, yes. Her consciousness, knowledge, personality, even her psi powers, potentially transferable into this mineral medium.
That is terrifying. A consciousness saved to Rock.
And guess where this incredibly rare mineral is found in abundance?
Don't tell me. Planet 11.
Planet 11, the supposedly worthless rock. Turns out it's incredibly rich in helicon, like 1.3% of the entire planet's mass. That's enormous.
So Xais arranged the murder there.
To stop McConaughey mining from finding it, from extracting it before she could get to it herself.
And the proof that she'd already started this consciousness transfer.
Romana finds it. She discovers that the silver mask of Xais, a representation Stokes, kept in his basement gallery.
It's missing.
It's missing, suggesting the consciousness transfer mechanism was already activated via the mask linked to the helicon.
So the Rock of Judgement wasn't just covering up past crimes, it was the actual staging ground for her resurrection.
Exactly. Which brings us to unmasking the Sentinel.
Okay, who is it? Pyerpoint seems likely, but...
It's revealed through Margot, the chief of security, the one having the breakdown.
The equations, the spasms.
In a final moment, her original personality seems to break through the possessing influence, and she reveals everything. The full scope of the treason.
And the Sentinel is?
High Archon Pyerpoint.
Called it. But why? He runs the whole system. Why team up with Xais, the galaxy's most wanted? What's his endgame?
Power. Pyerpoint wasn't just a partner. The sources say he was her handler. Even before her arrest, he was using her as a walking weapon.
Okay, that's dark. So he let her get caught.
It seems that way. And he set up Stokes' galleries, specifically as the way to bring her consciousness back. Possibly he thought he could control her, or maybe control the helicon power itself when she, gathered it.
Right. So Xais needs to get to Planet 11 and mine this stuff, but she's currently possessing Margot.
Yes, and Margot doesn't command mining fleets. So Xais, in Margot's body, gets clever.
How?
She falsifies transmat records, lures in some major league criminals, the Nisbett brothers, Charlie and Eddie.
What's the bait?
A totally fabricated story about huge reserves of belzite, another valuable mineral being discovered on the rock.
Ah, so she tempts their greed to get their equipment.
Exactly. The Nisbets arrive looking for belzite, and they bring their muscle.
Which is?
An army of Ogron slaves.
Ogrons. Big, strong, not too bright, designed for high-gravity worlds.
That's them. From the planet Bra. Perfect for heavy labor or, rampaging through 9 miles of coiled corridors.
So the rock descends into chaos, Ogrons hunting the staff.
Turning the judicial station into a slaughterhouse. All while Xais is maneuvering to get to Planet 11.
She's smart. It's a complex plan.
Incredibly. And the doctor confirms how deep it went. K9 analyzes the rock's security computer.
The one that had gone crazy?
It wasn't just a glitch. Its programming had been deliberately degraded. sabotaged.
By Xais, while possessing Margot.
Since February 28th, apparently, which K9 flags as the exact date the Planet 11 survey report first came in.
Wow, so she built the system's failure into the system itself, right under their noses.
Yeah. But things start to unravel. Pyerpoint realizes the Nisbets are going to figure out the Belzite story is fake. They'll know they've been double-crossed.
And if they talk, Pyerpoint is exposed as the Sentinel.
He panics, makes a final bid for the Helicon power himself. He flees to Planet 11.
Doesn't he have a secret base there? The one Volt the executed mineralogist built.
That's the one. And he doesn't go alone. He kidnaps Romana.
Who is still possessed by Xais at this point.
Yes. And he grabs Stokes, the artist, maybe as a witness or insurance.
And this base is armed?
Protected by a neutron cannon, yeah. He thinks he can get there, harness the raw Helicon power using Volt's equipment, and win. Control the mind mineral himself. But Spigot's still in play, right? The detective.
He is. He finally puts all the pieces together. Pyerpoint is the Sentinel, and crucially, he manages to get a message out.
Who does he tell?
Charlie Nisbett, the angrier of the two brothers. Spigot uses the communicator to expose Pyerpoint's entire betrayal.
Ooh, that forces Charlie's hand. He knows he's been played.
And he reacts with pure vengeance. He decides if he can't have the riches, first Belzite, now maybe Helicon, then nobody can. Especially not Pyerpoint.
What does he do?
He detonates a massive Hermite bomb, one he'd apparently planted earlier beneath the survey base on Planet 11.
A Hermite bomb. That sounds big.
His plan is to crack the planet's reactor core. Destroy Planet 11 entirely. Wipe out Pyerpoint, Xais, everything in one catastrophic bang.
Planetary destruction. Do we stop him?
The Doctor and Romana, back on the rock, manage to avert total destruction, but only just. They confuse the rock's engines somehow.
Send the whole asteroid careening off course.
Yeah, into this wild high-speed orbit, getting it away from Planet 11 just as the bomb goes off.
Close call. But what happens to the main players? Pyerpoint, Xais.
Well, their fates are pretty intertwined and frankly horrific. Xais, it seems, transfers her consciousness one last time.
Into Pyerpoint.
Into Pyerpoint's body, yes. But Pyerpoint had already activated his special Helicon processing chamber at the secret base.
Trying to harness the power.
Yeah, and the raw energy of the mineral is just too much. Xais, now in Pyerpoint's body, is basically consumed by the very power she'd schemed for decades to control.
Poetic justice, in a way. And the planet itself. Did the bomb destroy it?
Not entirely destroyed, but fundamentally changed. The explosion transmutes the surface somehow. It gets covered in this thick layer of shining silver Helicon.
All that Helicon, now fused to the surface.
And the scanners pick up something truly grotesque. The silver layer. It's permanently formed a massive face across half the planet.
A face? Whose face?
Xais' face. Continent-sized. Larger than mountain ranges.
Wow.
And according to the sources, it's not just a static image. It's telepathically screaming defiance out into space.
So she's trapped. Her consciousness imprinted onto the mineral surface of the planet.
Literally mapped onto a world. The embodiment of her hate, stuck there forever without a host body.
That is quite an ending. What about the other criminals, the Nisbets and the Ogrons?
Rough justice for them, too. Their ship gets caught in the shockwave of their own bomb. Catastrophic failure, everyone destroyed.
The major players are all accounted for. Pyerpoint gone, Xais trapped, the Nisbets gone. What about Spigot?
He solved the biggest case of his career, got a measure of vengeance for whatever drove him. The sources say he decides to prioritize finding his family over more police work. Can't blame him.
No, definitely not after all that. And Romana. She was possessed by Xais for a while. How did she handle that?
That's actually a really interesting character point. She realizes she was able to resist Xais' mental influence to some degree, even while possessed.
Oh, her Time Lord training.
That's what you'd think, right? Her advanced academy education. But she concludes it wasn't that.
What was it then?
It was the practical, quick-thinking survival skills she learned on her travels with the Doctor. Real-world experience trumped purely academic knowledge when facing that kind of psychic onslaught.
That's a great takeaway. Experience over theory in a crisis.
Absolutely. So after diving deep into mineral memories, psychic possession, and flying space courthouses, what does this all mean for you, the curious learner tuning in?
Well, think about that core concept. The Helicon. This mineral that can flawlessly record and transfer a consciousness. Xais saw it as a path to immortality.
Right.
Externalizing her mind.
Yeah, saving herself onto a hard drive made of rock.
So if learning, if deep memory, if even personality can be sort of boiled down to a stable, transmissible substance like that.
Does that change how we think about knowledge itself?
It raises a really provocative question, I think. If an external idea, maybe an ideology, maybe even just a powerful piece of information, can be recorded somewhere and then absorbed almost flawlessly into your consciousness.
Does that mean learning is kind of like a sophisticated form of possession?
And how much control do we really have over the ideas that get in, the ones that become part of us, that shape who we are?
Something definitely to think about next time you come across a really persuasive, really powerful new concept. Where did it come from, and what is it doing now that it's inside your head?